Hello everyone, it's been a while. So, I'm currently recording this on my phone. I'm gonna really try to not have to edit this too much. So we're just gonna have a really long, rambly video. So I haven't seen you guys in a very long time. And I just wanted to give you guys a bit of an update and just kind of talk about where my writing is at because I'm doing that again. So I want to revive this channel. I have changed the name. I've picked a different author name. I didn't like my old pen name. I felt like it was just too blah, and it didn't roll off the tongue well, and it didn't represent me well, and I was like, eh. So I changed it, and I like this one. I really do. It's way more my jives. So I've changed the author name, and yeah, so different but like the same. And so it's been a number of years since I've talked to y'all, so I'm planning on reviving this channel quite a bit. But for now, typically I would love to record with my actual nice camera and, edit and all of that jazz, but everything's crashing. Even this has tried to crash, so I'm like, why? Oh, I know it's Mercury retrograde right now, but it's the worst because I can't record, I can't edit, I can't do the things. I need to just, my witch brain is I need to get everything done and scheduled before Mercury retrograde happens because everything's crashing. It won't render properly, so then the file's corrupt, and then it will render too fast, and then the file won't work, and it'll create these weird files, and then it's a mess. And you go to upload it and it'll be no. Or it'll be you're good, whatever. And then it's a minute and the video's 20 minutes. Or 5 minutes or 9 minutes or whatever. And then it'll be I know that was a 25-minute video, but we only needed 9 of that. The rest of it wasn't important. So that being said, this is what we're using, my phone. And then of course, on top of that, this has decided to just be you know what, why do you want to record? And it'll just spontaneously stop. And then it won't let you start over again. It won't do anything. And you're like, oh my God. So I'm hoping this is gonna work. But I wanted to record this today because I finished draft 1 of book 2. Finally did it. Now granted, I did hit the end a couple of times over the years, but I instantly hated those drafts to the point that I just deleted them. They were that bad. I was just no. It didn't. So I have tried to write book 2 for my first book for literal years, almost a decade now, 8 years. But I finally actually don't hate this one. I'm moving into editing, and my current plans with it is that I'm sticking with the 9 chapters because if I have too long of a book, to be honest, I don't know that I could maintain that many chapters. I want a quick, short book. I love my pamphlet books. I always wanted to have the big books, and I'm the reality is I hate those. I used to love them when I was a teenager, and now that I'm an adult and I don't have a lot of free time and I have so many other things to be doing, I want a small book that I can just grab and read in one day. It might be a few hours, but one day, where I could just sit on my porch, sit outside, drink on, have a cup of tea or drink some hot chocolate, laying on my couch, reading a book. That is what I want. Nancy Drew, just sit down, read a book. It doesn't have to be high stakes and oh my God. It's just a story. Nancy Drew is one of my favorites. It's so cheesy. You know what's gonna happen. And you still read it and you're just yeah, man, yeah, that checks out. Cool. It's a great series. I love it. And so I'm that is way more my speed. And to be honest, I'm totally okay with it now. I just want cozy, easy reads. Also, sorry for noises in the background. My fiance is currently cooking us dinner, so as I'm trying to record for the past hour because technology is awesome. So anyways, I totally lost my train of thought completely. Anyways, so moral of the story is that I finally hit the end of draft 1 for book 2. So book 1 I published in July of 2014. Right when I graduated high school. Turned 18, and then my book came out. And so I was so excited for it. And I had really good, not motivation, momentum. That's the word. Had a lot of momentum going on. Can you tell that I hate not being able to edit and I'm super distracted because I hear him banging pots around upstairs and I'm like, oh my God, it's fine. Nobody cares. But yeah, so I, over the years, have really tried to get this book done. And this is the thing that sucks. I think I actually had to just wait and go through everything that I have for the past few years because, oh my. So going through jobs, like seriously, every 6 months I was changing jobs for the longest time. It gave me a lot of skills that I need as an author because I now know how to set a schedule, how to get things done. Thank you for that. I wish I could have learned that on my own, not through work, but whatever. That was my choice to join the workforce. My mom would have given me a few years, and I said, no, I want instant gratification because the little anxiety goblin in my brain was like, we need to help with the bills now. The student loan is due. And yeah, instant regret. But it is where it is. And I probably needed to go through that. The witchy part of my brain's like, listen, you needed to learn those lessons, and now you're good. So we're going to listen to that part of the brain and not the regretful part. So anyways, I worked a number of jobs and I've learned a lot of things, and it gave me a lot of life experience because I worked a variety of fields. I've done retail, I've done medical, I've done software, I've done content creation, I've done a lot of optical. That's my current rut that I'm stuck in, is optical. So I would love to get out of that field because I'm not passionate about that at all. But it pays the bills for now. So learning all of that, it has made me realize a few things. The problem was a few things. I think honestly, I was really just too immature, which is like so hard to admit as a teenager. But now that I'm 25, I feel like I've actually like settled down and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Now, granted, we've gone through some stuff in the past few years. We had a lot of things going on with my health, and then also like meeting my fiance, and then we lost my mother-in-law very unexpectedly, and then more recently we lost my family member who's like basically a third parent to me. And those things like really make you mature very fast because especially when you don't have a whole lot of like warning at all, and then the chaos that ensues from a really unexpected death is like a lot to take in as a person. So it like helped me mature quite a bit, and let alone with working full time and the sheer misery of that. This is not, some people are fine with it and I'm just like, this is not my life path. This is terrible. So because of all of that, it has given me the skills and motivation and desire and like the full force oomph to actually do it. So in March of this year, 2022, I sat down and I was like, listen, brain, we have a day off because when the doctor takes a day off, half the time I get the day off too because I'm just the tech. So like if she's not there, I'm not doing anything really. Like I have a list this long of things I can do. Like the opticians do a majority of the heavy lifting in the office. So I'm just over there like, got the insurance pulled, I got the schedule ready. Keep like I got nothing. So, which is fine. I love that. I don't want to be an optician at all. So because of that, I took a day when the doctor was out of town and I outlined that book. I took the full day and I was like, you are not doing anything else this entire day. We are outlining. And so I did. I outlined it completely. And I did the 3-act, 9-block, 27-chapter outline, kind of. I didn't follow it exactly of like, oh, this thing needs to happen, and then this, and this, and this. I kind of went, okay, what's the 3 main things I need to accomplish? Well, what's the main thing? And initially, this was going to be the end. It was going to be a duology. So this was going to be the end of the series. I was done. It isn't. But it's like, okay, what needs to happen in Act 1? What needs to happen in Act 2? What needs to happen in Act 3? One sentence, brief. What needs to happen? And it'd sort of be like Harry Potter goes to the Wizarding World and like goes to Hogwarts. All of that stuff is going to be in Act 1, you know? Act 2 is like at Hogwarts. Act 3 is like dealing with Voldemort. You know, like, you know, 3 major things to happen in the story, and then you break it down from there quite a bit. And so then I was like, okay, in Act 1, what are 3 things that really need to happen? Like 3 major plot things that need to go on. Cool. Took those 3 and then divided those in 3. And then in those 3, I was like, 3 things that like kind of need to happen in the chapter. If it's one big jumbled scene, at least these 3 things kind of happen, or 3 different scenes, or whatever. And then I did that for each one. So Act 1, 3 blocks, 9 chapters, and so on and so forth, or whatever it ended up being, the math. So everything got broken down. And then I had the outline, and then I started to follow it. And I was like, okay, I don't have to take this time and be like, what needs to happen? As I stare out the window and I drink more tea and I get distracted. I'm like, YouTube will give me motivation. YouTube will give me ideas. And then I get distracted. So instead I was like, no, you have your outline. Stick to it. You can veer a little bit, but you have to get back to it. And if you change it, you have to change it in the outline. And so I did that. And then, you know, I'd fall off the wagon a bit and be like, oh, I need to work on that. And oh, I'm busy and blah. But I was still consistently being like, okay, we got to get on this. We got to get on this. And then I had this epiphany like a week or 2 ago of like, what if I didn't do 27 chapters? Because my God. And I did it where Act 1, because it was like coming to a close, and I was like, I could wrap it up here. Like I could package this up and be done. And so I did. I totally did. I think it was around like chapter 6. I was like, dude, but like seriously, think about it. And so I like worked out roughly how many words per chapter I would need. And then I was like, dude, listen, it's an option. Because then I could have book 3 and book 4 and have like books. So I did. So I changed it. So Act 1 is now book 1. Act 2 is book 2. Act 3 is book 3. So, well, you know what I mean. Book 1 still exists. It'll technically be book 4, but whatever. So then I was kind of being like, oh, well, I should write. And then I'd do it a little bit. And then I'd be like, oh, well, I got to work on my channel. And then I got to do this and I got to do that. And then the past couple of weeks, I've been like, no, just do it. So any spare time, if I got to work early for 5 minutes, I would write for 5 minutes. On my lunch, I would be writing as I'm munching on my food because I have it on Google so that I can access it anywhere. So anytime I had downtime, I was working on my books and, well, my book. And then today, I finished it. I hit the end of book 2. And so now, like, I'm moving into the editing phases, so I am going to be beefing up my word. Wow, that was a loud bang upstairs. But I'm going to be beefing up my word count because I tend to write very minimal details in bits, and then I go back in and kind of flesh them out. That's how I've always been. And so it's fine. Like, I'm making progress, but yeah, it's a thing. Like, the goal is to have it published by end of June, July-ish of this year. And so, like, right now, I'm just working on word counts. So I am focused mostly on, because right now each chapter is somewhere between 1,500 to like 3K. So the goal is to get them all to the point where it's going to be right around 50,000 words for the full manuscript. With some people can write all of that in a month. Not me. Right now it's at about 20,000 words. So I have to add in about 30,000. And then I will hand it off to editors from that point forward. Because for me, I do line edits as I add stuff in as well. And then I kind of keep going back and keep, raking through the various paragraphs. Like, that's my writing. That's how I edit currently. And, like, some people can afford an editor. I do not have that luxury. I didn't have the luxury in 2014. I still don't have the luxury, even though now I work full-time. But I also have bills. So, it's a trade. But I've also got a new writing schedule in mind. And so, yeah, like, I have a goal in mind of what I'm going to be accomplishing, but I'm not sharing it publicly yet. But when we get there, I will tell you about it for sure. So, moral of the story, I am back because I'm actually writing, and I do want this to be a little bit more of an active channel and just kind of more fun and just like hanging out and doing the things and whatever, which I used to do. I used to post on here a lot, and then I just stopped because I got busy with daily life and work and the chaos that's been the past few years. And so now I'm back, and I'm planning on talking about a lot of different things. I'd like to do some Halloween videos and, talk about books and talk about writing and just kind of follow around for my life and whatever. So that's kind of what the channel's going to become. I kind of had that initially for the longest time, and I kind of let that go. So it feels kind of scary to be running 2 channels simultaneously, and also writing simultaneously. It's fine, because this is what I want to do. This is the career path that I want to be on, and the only way it's going to happen is if you actually do it. So here I am with my crappy iPhone camera because my actual camera's being a problem, and not edited really because, again, technology and me are not best friends right now. So this was very rambly and very long, and I'm sorry if you got bored. And eventually I'll probably change up the background because this is more for my witchcraft channel. But it's what I had set up right now. And I have ideas of what I would like to do in the background for this video thing that we're going to be doing soon. I just have to get it all set up first. But I mean, it is a coffin bookcase, to be fair. So it's kind of spooky. Because also, if you couldn't guess, I have a lot of Halloween-ish kind of spooky books that I have plans. I have a jar of book ideas that I'm going to be working through. And so those will be coming in the future. I'm finishing up this series, and then I have other ones that are mulling in the back of the brain that I want to write. So yeah, it's exciting. Things are happening. So anyways, I would love for you to come along for this journey. And if you were here from the past, welcome back. It's been a while. What have you been up to for the past few years? So anyways, love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. And you can follow me on Facebook. I haven't set up an Instagram for this specifically yet, but I do have it for my witchcraft channel. So if you want to follow there, I post a lot of different things there. And then I also have a TikTok. I don't really post there much, but I do have one. So I don't know what to post over there because I'm old. I don't know what to talk about because it's not the same vibe as YouTube. So you're just kind of I don't know, dude, talk about the same stuff but condensed. I don't know. I've tried a few different things and none of it really does well over there. So I'm just kind of whatever. But I do have one. So planning on doing more with my books when I actually publish them and I have the series and I can talk about them over there and be do the challenges with my book and be listen, not subtle, please buy my book. And I feel YouTube is way just more chill and be behind the scenes of an author. So anyways, and everyone on TikTok I swear has a YouTube channel anyways, so I don't know, ramblings. Anyways, so my book will be coming out soon, so keep an eye out for that. I am going to be updating the stuff from my first book because I am changing my pen name. I don't know if I mentioned that. I'm changing my pen name. The other one just didn't roll off the tongue the way I wanted it to. I picked things for certain reasons and I was eh. So I changed the pen name. I think this one rolls way better. So, and it fits me better. So yeah, we got a new pen name. I don't even remember. Last time, was I still dyeing my hair? I might have been. I can't remember if I was still dyeing it at that point or if I had let it grow out. But yeah, I'm dyeing my hair again. So you missed the purple phase. It was purple and it never worked. It always faded within a week. And then it was this weird reddish purple nonsense. So we just went with classic black. It fits my soul. So anyways, follow along. Make sure to like and comment and subscribe so that you can continue on my author journey of actually writing a book and publishing them. Multiples. Because that's what I want to do with my life, is to be an author. So, and obviously, this is more of the hobby side of it because writing is definitely a job, which was like the biggest thing to actually realize, because I don't think I had. I don't think I had actually fully grasped how difficult writing a book actually is, and how much of it is actually just work. And again, now I have the determination and the skills needed from working jobs, where you're just like, oh my God, now I can do that, but with a book, and be like, listen, no, you can't do anything. Your phone is in the other room. Like, you are just focusing on your book. So do it, you know? So anyways, moral of the story, I'm going to be posting here soon, and I'll be having a book out here in the next like month or so. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe if you are new somehow. And if you're old school, hey, let me know that you're still watching all these years later. So anyways, I'm going to end this. I don't know what I'm going to say, and also I'm not used to like having to be like, bye, but bye.